Howdy folks, AJ coming at you again, your resident vintage gamer. Today's video is going to be filed under gaming news. I'm going to go over a couple of different topics. I'm going to go through them real quick here just so you know what I'm getting ready to talk about. So if none of those topics interest you, then this probably isn't the video for you. But if any of those things interest you, then stay tuned. Number one, we're going to talk about the Twitch TV doing the automated bot to mute videos that have soundtracks. Number two, we're going to talk about the announcement that Activision said that pre-orders of video games are down across the board for all video games. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about D&D Next, the 5th edition of D&D. And finally, we're going to give an update on the Salt Lake City Comic-Con versus San Diego Comic-Con controversy, lawsuit, etc. So strap in, that's what we're going to talk about. So if you're still over here, let's get ready to go. Okay, number one, Twitch TV. So those of you that may not already be aware, Twitch TV is the streaming service that people that play video games can use to stream themselves playing, whether it's in a tournament or just they're doing solo gameplay, a let's play video, whatever it is that if they want to stream it to their followers, they can do that. Now, where the controversy comes in is that the model that YouTube uses is very strict in that if you have any music in your videos, they have an automated bot that will issue a copyright strike if it recognizes the music in any way, shape, or form, as long as it's not flagged in their system as being a free license piece of music or something. Then you get if they already recognize it as a free piece of music, then they won't give you a copyright flag. But more than likely they will if the bot doesn't recognize the music. So Twitch TV was bought out by YouTube. So now, of course, it's doing the same thing through Twitch TV. So here's the problem. A lot of people, when they do their streaming on Twitch, add background music for entertainment effect. And what's happening now is the bot on Twitch is just, if it doesn't recognize the music as being like a free license type of a thing, it just automatically mutes 30 minutes of sound, of all sound, on that streaming video. So basically anybody that's using music is pretty much screwed on Twitch. And what's kind of ironic about this is one of my most recent videos is I did one about Vanguard Saga of Heroes closing down. And I did a rather long video gameplay to show the people that never got a chance to explore the game. I wanted to give them the opportunity by watching my video. I wanted them to see the different things that you could do in Vanguard and what it was for historical reasons, because the game's gone now, but people could still go back and say, hey, here's the things you could do. So people that were even designing games in the future could say, hey, well, back in Vanguard they had this diplomacy thing, and they could see what it was all about. So I did that video, and I got feedback from people saying, oh man, that video needed a soundtrack. You really needed to add music to that, blah, blah, No. That's why I don't add. You will never on my channel hear any videos with music unless it's a free license piece of music. The only thing you'll hear on mine is on my intro, which you probably just heard. That is free license. That is a free license piece of looped music that you can get on the internet, and there's no license to it. It's just free to use, and that's why I use it. So I know I won't get a copyright flag. So anyway, to those people that were giving me crap about not putting a soundtrack on my Vanguard video, there you go. That's why I didn't do it. So, the future of Twitch is very much up in the air at this point, because a lot of users are just, saying, well, I'm not going to use it now. If you're going to just mute my videos, I'm just not going to use it. So there'll be more to come with that issue. So stay tuned. Next thing, the pre-orders issue. So Activision announced that pre-orders of all video games are pretty much down across the board. And I think that I think we've hit critical mass as gamers. There is a saturation of product available to us. That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing for us. It gives us choice. It gives us power as consumers. But the dangling carrot technique that they have been using with this whole, well, if you pre-order, you get this extra thing, you get this unlock, you get whatever if you pre-order, is not holding as much weight as it used to. It used to be people couldn't, they couldn't wait for this title, and they wanted to get the freebie stuff or whatever, and they would pre-order it just to get that stuff. Well, now, because there are so many choices for gaming and entertainment as a whole, we are deluged with choices. TV shows, movies, books, games, board games, role-playing games, video games, you name it, and there are choices. So I think that's what's contributing to why pre-orders are down. Another thing that's contributing to that is the popularity of Steam. Steam is fantastic. There's a game called Divinity that everybody's asking me to do a video about and give a review about and everything. Divinity is $40 right now. And because of the saturation of choices that I have and things that I have to do and things I can play and all that, I'm going to wait, because I know it's going to go with the next Steam sale. It's probably going to get a 25% or a 33%. Could even go as high, maybe 50% off at the next Steam sale. So there is absolutely no urgency for me to just put down $40 when I know I can get it cheaper in just a couple of months when they have their fall sale or whatever. So that's another reason I think that the pre-orders are taking a hit. So anyway, feel free to weigh in if you want. The next thing, D&D Next, to be specific, 5th edition D&D. As you know, they kind of tiered the release of the products for D&D Next. They had the starter box set, and the next thing was the player's handbook and the first module. And so I had pre-ordered. I'd already got my starter set, and as a matter of fact, I've got it right here. So got my starter set, pre-ordered that through Amazon, and it was considerably cheaper through Amazon. And so I thought, well, how are the local game stores going to compete when it's that much cheaper through Amazon? And if you got Amazon Prime, they get free shipping. So, and so I went to my local game store yesterday, and I did not expect that they would have the player's handbook and the first module available, because through Amazon they say they're not going to be available until the 19th of August. And you can pre-order it. There's that pre-order word again. But with Amazon, you get a pre-order guarantee. If you order it at whatever price is, if it drops, they automatically drop what they're going to charge you. So you get a kind of a guarantee type of a deal. But it's not available through them until the 19th. So I didn't expect to see it yesterday. Well, my game store said it actually came out yesterday. It was available at the game store yesterday. Now, of course, the game store, they want full price. And it is considerably cheaper if you pre-order it through Amazon. And my initial question was, well, I wonder how they're going to compete. Well, that's how they're going to compete. The distributors are making the products available to the game stores much further in advance than what Amazon is getting them. So here's what your choice is. Your choice is, do I want to pay $15 extra and get it at the game store the day it comes out? Or do I want to pay $15 less and just wait another week and a half, 2 weeks, and get it from Amazon? And if you don't have Amazon Prime, then you got to pay for shipping. So there's your choices. I'm just trying to, just my phone, don't worry about it. Those are your choices as a consumer that you have. I educated myself yesterday just by chance because I happened to go in there and find all that out. If I had known that, I don't know if I would have. I don't know that it would have been worth it for me $15 to get it a week and a half early. I think I would have just assumed, just get it through Amazon and save the $15. But what I did get this one yesterday, because I do kind of want to support my local game store a little bit. I'm kind of torn, and so I did pay full price for this. This is the first module, Hoard of the Dragon Queen, and it was, of course, cheaper through Amazon, but I would have had to wait. So I've kind of gone out of order. I've got the starter set and I've got the first module, but I don't have the player's handbook yet. So I am not going to do a review of 5th edition until I have at least the player's handbook. I want to read the starter set, the first edition, or the player's handbook, and this first module. I want to read all those at minimum, and then I'll give my full review of what I think of the edition. So anyway, then the last thing I wanted to talk about real quick was Salt Lake City Comic-Con versus San Diego Comic-Con. Bottom line was that Salt Lake Comic-Con was issued a cease and desist order about using the term Comic-Con in their name. They had until a certain date to respond. They waited until the very last day to respond, and they basically told San Diego Comic-Con to kiss their ass. They said, we're going to continue using it. It's already been ruled on by a judge before, saying that the term Comic-Con cannot be trademarked, and so kiss our ass. We're going to keep using it. And it didn't take very long. After the response, San Diego Comic-Con filed suit. They actually filed an actual lawsuit as of, I think, yesterday. So that's the latest chapter in the saga of the two Comic-Cons. So we will see where that ends up. So that is everything I had for gaming news, guys. We're going on 13 minutes here, so I better cut it short. And we'll catch you guys on the flip side.